Hey guys, and welcome back to Dominions 5 with me, Time and Tactics. We're playing as Bandar Log and the Apes in the Land of Dreams, a map that I made myself. It's in the Steam Workshop if you want to check it out. We're starting in the southern portion of the continent here, as you can see. In the northern part of this tropical forest, it's going to be warmer down here, which is good for us. We have heat scale 3, which is causing us to get a little bit of a little bit less income and supplies, but on the other hand we have growth as well, so it's pretty good there. I like that. Now, being in the forest means that if we expand down south here, we can maybe get some more of those Marcata monkeys to recruit. Before we do that, let's look and see who we have on hand. We have Bikas over here. He's a commander. A Bandar commander. He can have 80 troops under his command. He's pretty good, nothing too special, but he's going to be helpful. He already has a couple, as you can see by the swords here. If we press T, we can see the units he has. He has a bunch of these Marcata archers. They're not too good, right? With their short bow, not very good range, not very good damage, poor protection, but the idea is that they stay behind. And behind means to the left of any units in front, any melee units. We'll put them here. Skirmish formation only because they're undisciplined. We can't really control them. And then we'll take these other melee units, the Atavi infantry here. No real protection, no armor. They have a buckler. Defense is okay. That's what we get from the beginning. They have a good weapon, the mace. They're pretty strong. And they have a ranged weapon, range 10 as well. We'll put them in the front here. There, and these units, they are not undisciplined. We can put them in a frontier and they can protect those archers. If we select our commander, we could bring him up here as well. I think it's better to have him here with the other units so he doesn't get caught behind if somebody circles around and attacks him. That's the units here. We can actually tell them to hold and attack, so they're going to stay where they are for 2 turns in combat and then attack the closest enemy moving forward, and you can make sure our commanders stay behind our troops. Now for our scout, this is a very inexpensive scout, doesn't have any hit points or anything, but he can stay undetected pretty well. There needs to be 60 units wherever he is for them to find him, well, for them to have a 50% chance of finding him. Now there is a Throne of Ascension here. I can't imagine we're going to be able to take that immediately. I'm tempted to go down the forest route because I want to make sure, well, if we can, I would like to recruit some more of those Marcatas, or maybe the Atavi. Those are the 2 types you can get in the forest. We'll go down there. Now, we're playing as Bandar Log, the Apes. So we have quite a few options. As we progress down the research tree, here, in the Conjuration magic path, if I right click on that, you can see anything in blue here is things that are special for us. It might be in other nations as well, but the majority of nations won't have it. And you can see there's quite a bit of blue here as we go down, well, go up in levels. Anything in gray is common, available to everybody. So it's a lot available here in Conjuration. Typically things here means that you recruit them. It's not a spell that you cast on a battlefield per se. You can see that here. It's a ritual, so we're going to get these units as part of a permanent part of our armies. And the one I'm thinking about here, well, there's a couple of different ones actually. As the Bandar Log, we have access to astral spells and we have access to nature spells. So at level 3 of Conjuration, we have access to the Apsaras. The Apsaras, well, let's take a look at them here. I can show you. I have the Dom 5 Inspector. Let me see if I can switch it over to that. Yeah, here it is. So the Dom 5 Inspector is a third-party tool where we can look at, well, the information that's in the game in a little bit different way, a little bit easier sometimes. I'm looking at the units here, and I'm searching for everything that belongs to Bandar Log that we can summon that belongs as just for us, not like everything that can be summoned, like the blue stuff. We can sort that if we want by name or maybe by magic. So we set the Apsaras, right? That's up here. So before even recruiting it, we can get an idea of what we're going to find here, or what we're going to have available to us. Now the Apsara is a larger than human being that we can summon. It has awe 4, which makes it difficult for anybody to attack it. Every time they try to attack this Apsara, they have to roll against their morale. So if they have high morale, let's say 15, then this +4 means they have to roll 19 on 2d6, which is difficult to do. No, that's not correct. I said it the wrong way there. What you have to do, in this case, you have all 4. You take your morale, let's say 15. Compare that to a d6 +4. So let's say on average you would roll 6. +4, that's 10. You would make it. So if you have 10 in morale, it would be an even shot there. Now, the thing is with the random roll is if you roll a 6, or if you roll a 6 on your... if you're the highest number, if you roll a 12, 2 6s, then you get to roll again. So it's a possibility that even the best unit might fail their morale check if you just have a bad roll. So that's very good to have that awe come into play. Also, it's a standard bearer, which means morale goes up for all units in their squad by 1. It's a sacred magic being female, which doesn't really apply too much. The sacred does. That means they're going to be able to be blessed in combat. Right now, as you can see here, the protection, which is the defend, protection and defense, well, protection is low. Defense is actually decent. They can attack. 11 is average, but they don't really have any weapons to do any good attacks with. They have a kick that doesn't do really any damage. They have to rely on their strength for damage. So they're not there to do damage. They're there to increase the morale and stay alive. Now, their combat speed is 14. Because you may be thinking, well, we should just get these done. Why don't we get a whole bunch of them, raise our poor morale in our units? Well, if we do that, then we can take a look here. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, I have this turned on. 1 second. We don't need that. There, if we go back to this screen here, we have to spend 2 of these astral pearls to get them. And as you can see, we get 3. So we have to pay something for that. And if you get these, they have a speed 14. Remember that? If you go back and check out the Marcata monkeys, they have a speed of 14, right? So they can be together. They're going to be the same speed if we use this melee unit. If we were to use a melee unit like the Atavi infantry, combat speed 10. What that means is, if we put one of those Apsaras in their squad, the Apsara is going to run ahead and get in trouble, basically, quicker. So maybe it's not the best to put them together with a melee unit that's slow, at least. So that's something to keep in mind. Let's go back to the research now and see what else we have. Conjuration is what I want to look at. Now, we have these here. Let's go back. I want to show you another one. If I go into the Dom 5 Inspector, here again. Now, there's one here. The Yaksha, well, 2 actually. Yaksha and Yakshini. These are level 4. Yeah, level 4 Conjuration. And if you look at the 2 here, what I'm looking for is, really, I want a unit that I can create magic items for, weapons, armor, things like that, and then send them off and maybe even take territories, provinces on their own, if possible. The Yaksha and the Yakshini are pretty similar. They take, well, you can use the spell here, Contact Yaksha, which takes 25 gems, or Contact Yakshini, 25 gems, both nature. If we do that, well, we need to have somebody to cast a spell. We need either 2 nature and 1 earth on the spellcaster, or 2 nature and 1 water in the case of the Yakshini. So what's the difference between the 2 of them, and why are they pretty good? Well, they're pretty easy to get. Level 4 Conjuration doesn't take that much to get to. That's what I'm thinking they would be good. And 2 nature, well, we have units that can get that. The Rishi, our best one, would get 2 nature by default, and if it's lucky, we can get earth or water as well. Because there's that, when we look at the Rishi, we can actually pull up the Rishi as well. Let me move this out of the way here. Alphabetically ordered, so the Rishi should be... Oh no, well, I said summoned. Let's go ahead and say commanders here. The Rishi is... there's the Rishi. So the Rishi here, if we look at them, level 3 astral, level 2 nature, and then we get one more chance, 100% chance, and we could get water or earth, 50% chance total there, 25 each. And then we could even get another one, 10% chance, but let's not count on that. But eventually we get somebody that has earth or water. I'm partial to the Yaksha here. He has 28 hit points compared to the 23 for the Yakshini. They're both size 3. He has slightly more protection, which doesn't really matter. We have to give him something else. 4 protection is not good. 10 is normal. For a defense skill, he has 11. And the Yakshini is slightly better with 12. Not really worth debating over there. Attack skill 13, 11, slightly better for the Yaksha. Strength is higher, and that affects how much damage we'll do. As far as the special skills, well, first of all, the Yaksha comes with a weapon, so we don't absolutely have to create a weapon for him. But probably a good idea to do it anyway. The Yakshini has a +2 in awe, so it's harder to attack her. You might be stopped by a morale quicker. He has a +1. Both have supply 10. But I do like him better because of the hit points, 5 more hit points. If we give him like a ring of regeneration that increases your hit points, if you have lost any, by 10%, well, he gets 2.8. She would get 2.3, right? So there is that. And his attack skill is slightly higher by 2, which is important, I think. I want somebody who can attack and do damage. We're not there to stand there and take hits as much. The idea is we should do damage if possible. So I think that would be good to get. It depends a little bit though on what we get. If we get somebody, a Rishi that has earth, we'll take the Yaksha. Otherwise, we'll take the Yakshini. I mean, it's not bad, right? They both have magic resistance 17, but the Yaksha has 15 in morale. That means he's not going to flee. This is very important, I think. Doesn't matter how good your unit is. If they flee the battlefield, well, it's all over, right? So for those reasons, and I think mainly the morale, we'll take him. So that's where we're going to go down first. There are many other units. You can see the magic here. The Yaksha and the Yakshini are... Oh, where are they at? Here's the Yaksha. But you can see we have many units here. There are some that are quite good. Like this one over here, Rudra. There's a lot of magic there. They all are sacred here. So, since they're sacred, we get our boost. Remember the one where we get +2 attack? No, we get +4 attack and +4 defense. For attack would be 17. Now that's pretty good. And then defense would be 15 for him. So I feel pretty good about that. So let's go back to the game and take a look then. So if that's level 4, we know we want to go down there. Is there something more important we want in between? Level 0 will take 50 research points. That's not very much. We may want to go there straight away. If we select that, we're going to schedule that up to level 4. If we get to level 4, what can we actually create? What magic items? Well, that's determined by our construction. We can only do magic trinkets right now. I think we have to get to at least lesser magic items. So instead of going to Conjuration level 1, 2, 3, 4, what if we do construction level? Well, what level do we want? Level 2, lesser or greater? I think at the minimum, we'll do level 2. And then we'll go to Conjuration 4. Yeah. But to do that, we need to have somebody who can research. You can see we have no research at all. It's 0 right now. And we can recruit by pressing R. What do we have available? Well, we know we have the Rishi. It costs a lot of money, 320 gold, as you can see at the bottom of the screen. And it takes 2 turns. Not very cost effective. He only gives us 17 research points for all that money. The Yogi, while not very good, he doesn't cost very much. He gives us 7 in research points. So there's that. But we only get level 1 astral. So if we want to create a magic weapon, it's going to be determined by what type, what magic path we have access to. And we only have astral. So only astral type items are available in that case. The guru is tempting. He also has nature. Well, let's see what else. What other units do we need? We have 400 gold on hand. We're making 358 minus 22 in upkeep. We want to get some units that we can augment our army with here, so we at least can take the territories, the provinces around, well, the land provinces around Bandar Log itself. So we're sending down our scout here. We don't know what this is. Well, we do know it's Dural Woods. In fact, we can turn on a few helping piece of information by pressing Shift ? And then scrolling down here, you can see we can turn on Dominion candles by pressing Control 3. Let's do that. And I don't know if you can see it. There's a candle here in the background right there. That's a level 1 strength candle. Okay, that's good. That means we have Dominion. You can see the outline here. That means we will get a morale boost. There's Dominion level 1 here as well. We want to spread that. Ideally, we want to attack wherever we have Dominion. Not only do we get 1 extra morale in our own Dominion, our Pretender and our Prophet, if we have one, will get a lot more from that Dominion if they're inside our Dominion. We don't have our Pretender right now. Remember, it's 1 year before it comes into play. We told it was going to be dormant, right? But what we can do, we can take Vikas over here and make him a Prophet. That means he's going to be a level 3 Holy. And level 3 Holy, that means you can cast something called Divine Blessing. That means everybody on the battlefield that's part of our army will be, anybody who is sacred will be blessed. And if we look at our temple here, by clicking on temple or pressing O, we can see we have morale 1, attack +4, defense 4 in our bless. That'd be very helpful. Okay, so anyway, we'll make him Prophet. We're sneaking down. Let's recruit some units. As the game starts, we're going to run into these gray banners. They're neutral. Let's go ahead and put... I'm tempted to take the Markata Archers. I know they're not very good, and we talked about how low damage they do, but they're so inexpensive. If we go up even 1 level here, we'll pay 50% more. With this, I can get a lot of Markata. It only takes 2 resources here. Let's say we get this here. How many can I get? I can hold down Shift and click to take more. There, 15 left. That's a lot of them here, right? We have 5 left now. I think I'm going to stop because I want to see what I can get here. We have 1 commander. Do we want to get another commander? I don't think I need a regular commander. The benefit would be that if our new Prophet, if he goes away to a province and attacks it, we can send a reinforcement with another commander. But maybe we won't do that just yet. Now, we have 2 of these commander points. The commanders only cost 1 in general, except our nobleman, it costs 2. It is tempting to do 1 more commander. Actually, I know we have our mages over here. Maybe I will do 1 Bandar commander. And then 1 more of the scouts. So we can more quickly find out what's around us. Let's do that. And now you can see we can't use all of these here. Our resources went down, so we're going to go and take those off. Okay, we'll leave 1 extra there. Partially recruited. And then we're using up all of our resources, but not all our gold. That gets to be stored from round to round. Didn't use up our recruitment points. I think that's what we want to do. So yeah, we have 2 thrones here in close proximity. We should take them. They would give us a lot of a boost. Now, I don't think we can do anything else. It's really up to running the next turn. Let's go ahead and do that by pressing End turn or pressing E. Everything done. To check and see if you're done, you can just press F1. And now you see all your provinces. Here's 1, Bandar Log only. Prophet, he's becoming Prophet, and we're sneaking. Yeah, it looks good to me. Research, we have already selected, although we don't have anything to research right now. Let's go for the next turn. Kaja, God of Bandar Log. Proclamation from Agartha, Bandar Log, and Atlantis. And this proclamation is the fact that we have a new prophet. Because the Bandar commander is the prophet of Ikaja, he who stole the fire, the master knowing the waters, the persuasive one, king of kings. Good, yeah, he knows the waters. Remember, our pretender is level 4 in water. We also have Atlantis. That is a nation in the water, and Agartha is on land. But we'll look at them once we run into them here on the map. Where now, if you hover over this leaf, late spring, it's turn 2. We have till turn 13 before our pretender will arrive. Ikaja. Okay, so now we have our prophet. You can see that he's level 3 as a priest. Level 3 holy level, which is good news. So now he gets his morale is 30. Friend of Dominion 1, Home Province 1, Blessed 1. He's automatically blessed here as being the prophet. Let's leave that and let's go ahead and right click on Bandar Log. We have our units recruited, all these archers. I'll take them, put them back in here. As you can see, we have 66 units out of 80 possible. He can have one more squad under his control, his command. But I think this is pretty good. 66. Well, if we look here in the south, in the forest of Dural Woods, we do have our scout here, Dharmayasa. He was not found out by the enemy. They're down here. Looks like it's mainly militias and light infantry, and they're ranked in order of the most unit to the least unit. So there are mostly militias here, some light infantry too. So I think we should go down there. Doesn't sound very hard. 30 units, we can do it. We'll take Bikas, head on down, and if I select that territory, Dural Woods, and press Y, I can see all the units moving into Dural Woods. So I know exactly what's going to be there. Okay, that looks good. We have given orders. We're going to take Dharmayasa and move Yui into the next territory, Unal Forest. That's outside our dominion. Hopefully it will spread by the time we get there. Now what we can do, we can also turn on, I pressed shift question mark, I can go down here and say, where is it at? Province, here, yeah. We can say income box 4. That gives you a lot more information. You get a little bit cluttered, but basically here in Bandar Log, you can see we have 2 dominion. We have 1 special location. We have this much money, resources, and recruitment points. This one is a lot less, but that's fine. We are pulling in, once we take it, we'll pull some of that gold and resources into Bandar Log to increase our values that we can use in our capital. Okay, so he's moving down there. Asana over here, you can't do too much yet. Let's look around. We have Barbarians here, 30. They tend to be very difficult at the beginning anyway. They don't have any armor, but they do a lot of damage. So all they need is 1 hit, and our Marcana archers would be gone, for instance. Well, wait a minute. We have our scout. Let's take... No, Dharmayasa is moving down there. We have another scout here at home, Bala Sahib. He can move 1 territory. I think I'll move into the forest. Let's double check on those barbarians. 77 income is not bad. Here is a Throne of Ascension. You can see there's 160 units. Soulless, long deads, militias, light infantry, and archers. So we have undead here. We probably want a priest to cast spells. Which reminds me, let's look at Bikas over here. If we tell him now, cast a spell, he's level 3. Level 3 holy. He has access to these spells here. We could just leave him the way it is. He's going to pick his own. Holy Word. We can stun Sacred Warriors with False Pretender. They have to be sacred though. Holy Avenger. You can attack anybody. Doesn't take any fatigue. You don't get tired from it. Takes 1 turn, 100%. This is something maybe he wants to do, but he'll do that on his own. I don't think we need to worry about it too much. Heavenly Fire. A heathen is struck by a divine bolt. fiery death, so somebody from a different nation does 10 damage. This one does not take fatigue either. We'll see what he does when he gets into the battle there. That's going to be down here in Dural Woods. We have Felden Forest as well. Let me go ahead and turn off that income box. It's a little bit in your face, I think. That's 4. Instead, we'll turn on, I think... we have Dominion on right now. Province names. Let's do that. Yeah, let's do that. So I press 9. You can see province names now. Okay. So we have listless lands up here. There is quite a few units here. Based on my experience here, I'm thinking it's not a level 3 throne. But it could be level 2. Or maybe just level 1. There's one over here too in Black Peaks. As we get closer, we might find out. We can't get through to Black Peaks right now because to get through here to the mountain pass, it needs to be hot. If it's too cold, you can't get through. And as you can see, there's no flames here. That means it's too cold. It needs to be at least level 1 heat. While we have heat on this side, there's not one in Black Peaks itself. Yeah, we can't get through there. And yeah, that's good enough there. We can't get into Sea of Carassus. There are units there, but they're in the ocean. We need something to allow us to enter the ocean. I don't have anything. There are some items we can get, but yeah, nothing we can do. Anyway, we're making 3 astral pearls per turn. We have 6 right now, 2 gems. All right, I think that's fine. What should we recruit? Well, we can set up repeat recruitment. We got quite a few of these archers now. I don't think I need more than 46. Instead, let's recruit some of the other units. Which way do we go? Do we take the cheap Marcadas? I'm worried about them, because they would be easily routed with morale 7. So I don't know if I want to do that. Instead, we go the other way. We'll go fairly expensive units that can last for a while and gain experience. I'm thinking this Bandar warrior here does 21 damage, high protection, 10 is average, 15 there, and defense is okay. Pretty decent strength there, that's why the damage is so high. 6 plus 15 is 21. Hit points 18, that's a lot of hit points. And then morale is good. And if we're in our own Dominion, it's going to go up even more. I say we take them. It costs a lot though, but we'll do that. So it's this one over here. There, -2 is no good. I'm going to deselect the last one. We already have an extra commander. We got that extra scout. Let's get... I'm tempted to get a guru. For research purposes, well, we have 2 points, commander points. It costs 160 gold. Maybe we will get the yogi after all. We'll take the yogi. Try to accumulate some money and so we can build more temples, laboratories, fortifications. Pressing F1, what do we have? Everybody's moving except Asana over here, who is our commander. He's going to wait a little bit longer. Let's do that. Here's going to be our first battle, I think, in Dural Woods. Let's see what happens. Okay, there's a proclamation from Oceania, another water nation. There was a battle in Dural Woods. Let's take a look at it. Before we get started, I'm going to select a feature here to turn on color so we can see who belongs to whom, and then a standard battle log that shows us a little outline around the box here. So we are yellow here. That's Bandar Log. We have our units, like we said, melee in the front, and then the undisciplined archers with our commander in the middle. What are we facing off against? These units. There are some militias here. As you can see, they have poor morale. So that's going to be fine. Protection is low. Defense is low. Attack is low. We're going to be able to, I think, fight them. They have a spear, though, with a length of 3, which is good because that means it's good for them because when we get closer, they have a long weapon. They can repel our attack, potentially. And then we have some archers down here. And then here, actually with a shield, we have the light infantry better, 7 and 13 protection defense, with a spear as well, but not as many. Remember, it said it was going to be mainly militias. Okay, I say we go for this then. So what I'm thinking is going to happen, we're going to hold his for a bit. We're going to keep firing. Good, we are fine. We did damage here, it looked like to me. If you press F1, you can see all the units in battle. If we sort by owner and go down to the gray area, one militia already died, one took damage. They have 10. Another damage there, so that's pretty good. Light infantry, one took damage as well. And Bikas is going to cast Holy Avenger here. Our prophet. That's good. Let's do that. So he's going to do Holy Avenger. He's going to do damage on the enemy. They're rushing forward. And now he's casting Sermon of Courage. That's going to improve our morale of our units. I think it affects everybody. Morale 9, Divine Spell +1. Yeah, right. Okay, good. They're rushing forward. Now we get there. 2 turns have passed. They're rushing up. As they get closer, it gets easier and easier for us to hit. Remember how they're not very good here. To determine the chance of hitting, you use your precision skill. 10 is average. 8 is quite poor. But they're pretty close here now, and I think you can see the little floating numbers. There's one there, 8. So he took 8 damage. One of them here, 5 there, yep. 2 damage there. And we can actually check and see by pressing V. Markata Archer hit Militia with a range attack, short bow in the arm for 5 points of damage. We had 7. The bow does 7 damage. We rolled a 20. How do we do that? Well, we rolled 2d6. We got 12. We rolled again. And then a protection roll of 4, and he rolled an 8. So we did 15 of damage. But the maximum damage you can take in the arm is 5. So that's why. We've taken a lot of damage. Now, our units, we can look at them. The one got injured here. He took an affliction. Well, battle wounds, so morale goes down. He's going to leave. His morale is not good. We have only 1 protection. Defense is 10, so it's difficult for us to make it. But I think we're going to make it against these anyway. We're wearing them down. And we are firing as well. It is possible that you will kill your own units by your archers, and it looks like we might have. Let me see here. Markata Archer hits Atavi infantry in the back, basically, with a range attack for 5 points of damage. Nice. That's not what we want. But you can see they're being worn down. There's one more guy coming up here. Looks like the guy with the shield, a light infantry. But he has 2, 3. Diseased, limp, and battle fright. You're not going to last, buddy. And then down here we have a couple of commanders, it looks like. Yep, and they're going to be pretty good, but there's only a couple of them. Let's go back up here and see if we can take them out. We're getting closer now here with these. They're moving up. Now, unfortunately, our units are leaving. It's not looking good. Morale 11. I don't like that. They're almost all of them. Yeah, all of our melee units are leaving. And it looks like his infantries are leaving as well. So what do we rely on now? Archers. He is also backing off. His regular archers here, his commanders actually had morale 11, but they left before the archers with morale 8. But we have more archers here, so we should be able to take them out. I think so. Yep, they're now leaving. That was actually a little bit lucky. Okay, so let's go ahead and press Q and jump out of the battle. There was a battle in Dural Woods. We select that. We can see here that we conquered it. Our Bandar commander, we only had 1. He killed 3. The Atavi infantries, Markata archers, quite a few of them died. The Atavi is 10 out of 20. Only 2 archers because we protected them, which is fine. We lost 12 total. All of his units are gone. What happened to the ones that retreated? 10 retreated, 7 made it back to friendly territory. Well, they made it back to Bandar Log. And that's the end of the turn. And now we have our yellow flag here. We're in charge. And we get to see more around it here. Look at this black peaks here. Not very many units, it looks like. 40 enemy units in a Throne of Ascension. That must be a level 1. This probably is a level 2. Now it says 210. Well, we don't know exactly. We haven't been there to check it out. We sent our other scout over here. There are actually 50 barbarian. I think we're more likely to find out how many there are by sending a scout in there. So that was good. I don't think 50 Barbarians is going to be very easy to take out. But since we took Dural Woods, we're now sending some of that gold. It was 77, it's 50 now. Sitting into Bandar Log, we're making 411 now, it's gone up. What I want to do in Dural Woods, I want to keep it, so we're going to put in some defense by pressing D. Well, you can see here we have none right now. You can click here too. So we have 775 gold. Let's go ahead and increase that. It costs very little to get one level. If you do 2 levels, it costs another 3, 4. You can see the money goes down. It's not like linear. It goes up the amount. 754 gold left. One more level, 747. I'd say we go up to, if you go to 10, we get 1 unrest reduction. Seems like a good thing to go to 10. Let's do that. So we're going to have a few militia, light infantry, and archers. Kind of like what they had in the battle. What can we recruit here, though? What units? Well, I know we can get the monkeys here, the Marcadas, those 4 at least. There are some other units available as well. Archer is 10 gold. They do 9 damage, range 35. Slightly better than this one. 7. Are they better than this one? They are the same. This one will cost us... This one will cost 7 gold and 3 resources and 3 recruitment points. This one, 10 gold, 4 resources, 9 recruitment. Don't think there's any point getting them. 8 in morale. Don't think it's any better. No. Ours is better. Then we have militia and the light infantry. Militia is not going to be good. Same thing there, but light infantry we could do if we're in a pinch, but I don't think we need to. Instead, I think we'll get our archers from here. We can get quite a few. They only take 2 resources. So if I hold down shift and select that, yeah, still 610 left. We could get another commander of our own or one of the local ones. It takes 14 resources to get a commander. Combat map move 14 is pretty good. Our Ottawa chieftain, map move 16, he's better. Plus he has that stealthy ability. I might want to get this guy here so we can ferry units back. Let's do that. We'll take that. Put him to recruitment there. Yeah. And then we can take these archers and move them back to reinforce BCAS or back to Bandar Log later on. Now, I think we may have to stay here with BCAS. We don't have that many units. In fact, we have none of the melee units. They all retreated back here. I wanted to go down here. 30 enemy units. We can't afford to do that. Let's take, since we recruited another commander, we'll take these units here, as well as these, put them in the same squad. It doesn't really matter for this. We're just going to move them down. We'll take this one too. Move him down to Dural Woods. Those units combined with what we're recruiting here, these archers should be fine. Although there's not very many melee units. It's going to be mainly archers. I don't like that. If we press Y, we can see that's all we're going to have. We're going to have 55 units. I'm not liking the odds. Let's think about that. But I think we have... I've gone for my allotted time here. Try to keep it at 30 minutes. So I'll come back next time. We'll play more of Bandar Log in Dominions 5. Bye, guys.